more problems than it will solve. So we'd like that important message to be conveyed to the players, and we understand your enthusiasm, it's your love for your children, but we wish to posit that it's not the right procedure. On that note, I wish to thank you all for being here, and I'm looking forward to the exhibition match. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. And with some of my colleagues in the media will be using the first hour of the day to go to Republic Bank. Hello, Mr. Vanville. All right. I love the word that you used quite early, Mr. Williams, pathway for cricket and cricket enthusiasts. Because really, this is the pathway, this is where we're starting. And Republic Bank really should, that they have the power to make a difference, because they're starting at this fight for fun, and they're all the way to the Republic Bank CPL, you know, so they're really putting the money where their mouths are, really. All right, so our next speaker this morning, next presenter will be someone who's no stranger to cricket, no stranger to finance, no stranger to what we're doing today, in fact. With more than 30 years of experience in the banking industry, he's also an ardent cricket fan. Not sure which team he loves the most, right? But he plays softball cricket in his spare time, right? So crunching numbers, having some fun on the weekends and so on. A Sunday cricketer, you may say. But we now like to put our hands together to welcome Mr. Harry Dasganis, who is the commercial manager of Republic Bank Guyana Limited.
Thank you, John. Indeed, my team is Cricket West Indies. Besides West Indies, my other favorite team is India. But if India is playing West Indies, I back West Indies. Mr. Franklin Wilson, Assistant Director of Sport, Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport. Dr. Ritesh Tularam, Deputy Chief Education Officer, Ministry of Education. Mr. Ronald Williams, Secretary of Guyana Cricket Board. Mr. Anthony DeAndre, Cricket Operations Manager, Guyana Cricket Board. Representatives of Cricket West Indies, Fight for Fun cricket participants, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. It is my absolute pleasure to be here today, not just to launch the third edition of the Republic Bank Fight for Fun Youth Cricket Program, but to ignite a movement. As Nelson Mandela once said, sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It speaks to youth in a language they understand. Today, Republic Bank stands proudly behind this powerful idea. Using the power of sports to positively shape young lives, sports instill crucial values and life skills in our nation's youth, such as discipline, teamwork, and healthy lifestyle. That is why we are so passionate about initiatives like the Fight for Fun program. We firmly believe that investing in our youth is investing in the future of our nation. This program, which is part of our Power to Make a Difference social investment initiative under the Power to Learn and Power to Succeed pillars, continues to make a positive impact on our youth. It is our sincere hope that through this program, we can play a meaningful part in raising a generation of talented, disciplined, and socially conscious, resilient, and sustainable communities. From supporting local tournaments to title sponsors of the Caribbean Premier League cricket, Republic Bank is deeply invested in fostering a sustainable cricket culture in the region. Last year's tournament was a tremendous success, bringing together hundreds of eager young cricketers from across the country. Both male and female supporters showcased their passion, talent, and commitment to learning the Caribbean's favorite sport. This year promises to be even more exciting, as we will once again see representation from all three counties of Essequibo, Berbice, and Demerara. The one speaker said he's from Berbice. I'm also from Berbice. With 75 schools competing in the zonal preliminaries leading up to the exciting county finals and closing with the country finals to crown this season's champion. To the parents, teachers, and coaches, you are the true champions behind this program. Your support and dedication are without doubt essential drivers that nurture and prepare our children to actively participate in these meaningful sporting activities. To our partner in this venture, Cricket West Indies and their executing agencies, the Guyana Cricket Board, supported by the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, your tireless efforts and unwavering support are the backbone of why this program continues to be such a success. To our young cricketers, this is your moment. Republic Bank believes in you, supports you, and will be cheering you on every step of the way. Let's make this year Five for Fun one, passion and incredible achievements. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Harry Das Ganis. And just to let you know, I'm from Demerara. At this point in time, I want to recognize a young lady who has put all of this together, the branding and all of the niceties that we have and will be treated to a bit later on. Former staff of NBIC, now Republic Bank, and I learned a long time ago, and I want to get it right. Let's see where it is. Oh yeah. Latchby Singh told me a long time ago, once NBIC, always NBIC. And I guess she's saying now, once Republic Bank, always Republic Bank. Latchby and our team at Branded, thank you very much. With good support from Sonic Business Services as well, so that's why we're so comfortable and having everything just the way we like it. All right. As we move on, like I said earlier, we mentioned cricket is a game of partnerships. So today's event is about partnerships. We saw earlier Cricket Board, Cricket West Indies, and we saw our sponsors, Republic Bank as well. So partnerships are being built along the way. But our youngsters, they're falling now into cricket, which is a sport. So falling under the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport. And at this point in time, we'd like to recognize all of the persons involved in the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, the various departments. Just recently we had Mashramani. That was really one of the biggest I've seen actually. All right, so the Ministry of Culture, one of our stakeholders in this Fight for Fun. So today with us we have someone who has dedicated his life to sport and has served in many capacities, including president of the Guyana Football Federation, president of some football clubs, cycling clubs, public relations officer for different disciplines, executive posts in other sports, including boxing, and an excellent journalist, both electronic and print. Representing the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport this morning, I present to you the Assistant Director of Sport, Mr. Franklin Wilson, my good friend.
Thank you very much, John. He's a ram and he sings well also. Good day, students, players, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Well, Mr. Dianrad is from Borbiz, Mr. Ganis is from Borbiz, John is from Demerara. I'm a past student of Redeemer Primary. After listening to Mr. Ganis, I'm sure those of you who don't have a Republic Bank account would be asking to sign up, because only good things are at Republic Bank. Yes, I heard you, Mr. Ahmed. It's indeed a privilege to bring you greetings and to be representing the Honorable Minister of Culture, Youth and Sport, Charles Ramson Jr., and of course by extension the government of Guyana at this launch of the 2025 Republic Bank Fight for Fun Cricket, which forms part of Cricket West Indies' Future Stars program of introducing this sport to kids at this level. It is also an exciting time for youngsters at this age, as you are afforded the opportunity to learn and be exposed to the fundamentals of cricket at a very early age in an organized atmosphere. You know, I know Rascamo is very competent on the steel pan, but if you look at the steel pan, it's a drum, and if you research the history, it's a drum that a man takes with maybe a chisel, some metal implement, a hammer, and he beats, knocks, beats until it reaches at this level. And when it is played now, it provides sweet music for all of us to enjoy. Picture yourselves as the drums that are going to be knocked out consistently in this Fight for Fun cricket program. But eventually, once you stay the course, you'll become like Shamar. We see Mr. Ned here and some other players. If you're watching the female tournament that Cricket West Indies has put on right now, we see Shemaine Campbell and the Guyana team doing pretty well. Unfortunately, not being able to make it to the final. But you one day will also become top class cricketers for the country and Cricket West Indies. Of course, you earn a lot of money, but you got to put in the hard work. All right? So the government of Guyana, through the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport and the National Sports Commission, as you're all aware, have placed a high premium on investing in the sustained development of our athletes across the sporting divide by initiating and supporting the academies amongst the 12 core sports, and cricket is one of the 12 core sports. This approach, like the Republic Bank Fight for Fun program, will build, strengthen, and sustain the development of cricket in Guyana and, by extension, the West Indies. Minister Ramson just recently shared the good news, too, that the legendary Guyanese and West Indies maestro, Sir Clive Lloyd, will spearhead the operation and running of the Guyana Cricket Academy, another solid pillar of investment in our youths. There is absolutely no doubt that partnerships between private and public sector entities and the government agencies redounds to success. Republic Bank to not only involved in cricket, and Mr. Ganesh, your marketing team, ably led by Ms. Domet, they have done a fantastic job with the Republic Bank Division 2 volleyball last year. I think it was the biggest volleyball tournament ever played in Guyana, and we're going to be commencing negotiations shortly for the second edition. It really brought to the fore, because I think the final in the male competition, I think it was, brought together teams from the top of the map, Region 1, and the bottom, Region 9. So this goes to show that once you partner and you're seriously interested in development, it will happen. And this third year of the Republic Bank Fight for Fun program is testimony to that. This Republic Bank CWI GCB investment partnership model has indeed been setting a high standard and showing what can be achieved with a deliberate plan to set a solid foundation for this sport. Apart from learning to play the game, the Republic Bank Fight for Fun initiative also teaches the young players about developing an attitude of sportsmanship at an early age. It also affords them the opportunity to travel around the country where they are able to meet new friends while showcasing their talent. And I'm sure that the schools are looking forward to traveling to play other teams. Yeah? Lovely shaking the heads, yes. The government of Guyana will continue to make the investment in developing and maintaining facilities that affords the organizers of this initiative the option of taking the program to any part of Guyana. And the fact that a total of 75 schools from all 3 counties are going to be involved, over 1,500 players. The grounds are there to ensure that you play in a comfortable and safe atmosphere. Also important, I think, in this program is the gender balance. I think for every team of 5, there's going to be 2 female players, right? So that's very important as well, because we're struggling, I think, across the sporting divide to attract females in every aspect of sports. And starting them from this level is critically important to ensure that we sustain their involvement in sports. So once again, on behalf of Minister Ramson Jr., I'd like to wish the players, schools, and officials the very best in this 3rd edition of the program. And again, kudos to Republic Bank, Cricket West Indies, the Guyana Cricket Board, and all those who will be involved in ensuring that the execution of this year's program is done professionally and in a safe manner for our players. Thank you.
For a moment I thought I was listening to the sport news. I remember Frankie doing the sport news a long time ago and inspiring many of us. I also want to let you know that Frankie, well, I call him Frankie, Mr. Wilson actually played cricket at a reasonably high level, because we played for we also played together for the Guyana media team quite a while, so we were also teammates. We were. I'd like to let our pupils know that not only in Guyana that we'll be having Fight for Fun. Republic Bank is across the region and in territories including St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, Grenada, and for the first time this year we're having Trinidad and Tobago, right? So you'll be rubbing shoulders basically with counterparts from around the region. So when you play in your zone, in your county, and even to the national level, think about those that are playing in the other countries as well. Maybe you'll be playing against or with them sometime soon. And I'd like to also recognize Cricket Development Project Officer, Mr. Brandon Ramla, who's with us. He has been tasked from Cricket West Indies level to go around the region to ensure what we're seeing here in Guyana, what's happening in Guyana over the next few months, is happening across the region as well. So let's put our hands together for Mr. Ramla. And funny story, Mr. Ramla called me a few days ago to say that he's coming to Guyana for this and so on. And he said, but it's really tough to leave at this time. I was like, yeah, I know you have a family. He said, no, not family. I said, what happened? I said, it's carnival, brother. It's carnival. So nonetheless, we're happy to have him. We'll give him some Guyanese hospitality while he's here. So thank you very much, Mr. Ramla, for joining us. We're looking forward to a long relationship. Our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that he still has memories of what happened yesterday with that devastating fire at the Mays School. But Dr. Tularam is with us today, and he's going to be representing the Ministry of Education, another stakeholder in the Republic Bank's Fight for Fun. He's the Deputy Chief Education Officer, and he's bringing remarks on behalf of the Honourable Minister and the Ministry. So let's welcome Dr. Ritesh Tularam.
Thank you very much to my good friend, Mr. John. I think he's doing a fantastic job. Can we give him a huge round of applause, please? I think, John, it's a household name in this beautiful space, Guyana. Chair, kindly permit me as well, first of all, to recognize in absentia the Honourable Minister of Education for not being here today. Of course, she is equally involved in an important activity, just as this one, but of course she sends her heartiest congratulations and best wishes to all our participating schools across this region. In light of that, I want to recognize as well our luminary personnel and dignitaries, professionals from the various areas that would have given remarks at this very important launch here this morning. Particularly, I want to recognize our students, because we firmly believe as Guyanese, those are our future leaders and ambassadors of this beautiful country of ours. So I'll ask that we put our hands and give them a huge round of applause for being here. And of course, our teachers who are working with them tirelessly and ensuring that they are here. Indeed, it's a pleasure to be here this morning to represent the Honorable Minister of Education and, of course, the Ministry of Education at this very important launch, the Republic Bank 5 for Fun Cricket. And if my memory serves me well, I think this is the third time I am representing the Ministry and the Minister at this very important event. I want to use the opportunity as well on behalf of the Ministry to congratulate our newly appointed executives of the Guyana Cricket Board, and I think we should give them a huge round of applause. We heard from the Secretary just now, and I know that they will be doing a fantastic job as we move this whole business of cricket, of course, in this rapidly evolving landscape, what is happening in Guyana. And we all know that cricket forms part and parcel of our DNA, if I can say that. Every single individual within every single minuscule of space in Guyana, they are fully aware of the sport cricket. And so the Ministry of Education from the onset fully endorses this initiative that is highly sponsored by the Republic Bank, of course, in collaboration with Cricket West Indies, and of course with the Guyana Cricket Board. And so here is where this meshes very smoothly into the ministry's overarching strategic plan. For those of us who are following the newscast and we have listened to the Honourable Minister of Education on most of the occasions that she would have spoken on, the Ministry of Education would have embarked on what we call the 5 priority areas. And this is in keeping with the Honourable Minister. This is her vision. And the 5 priority areas are as follows. 1, every child, regardless of wherever they are from in terms of the educational district, they must be exposed to the rudimentary of one sport. So they must be exposed to the basics in terms of cricket, volleyball, football, badminton, etc., etc. 1 TVET subject, and we recognize this is where this country is going. We say skill is wealth, and TVET is on the move. So the exposure to 1 TVET subject. TVET here means technical and vocational education and training. They're exposed to the basic and or the rudimentary competencies and attitudes and skill set so that they can exit the secondary school system with a certificate, and hence they can make that meaningful contribution to their community, society, by extension the country at large. The exposure to playing 1 musical instrument, so being it harmonium, tabla, steel pan, keyboard, guitar, etc., etc. There must be that exposure. The rudimentary of 1 foreign language. So English language, we know that is our identity. But of course, given where we're moving as a country, exposure to Spanish, Dutch, Portuguese, French, and of course, all these things are dependent on the human resources capacity, the facilities, etc., etc. And ultimately, a sound sense of volunteerism. How do we use all of this here now? And we go back to our respective communities, our society, and by extension of our country at large, and how do we incorporate, disseminate the kind of knowledge that we would have accrued during that journey in helping our people within the various areas. So a strong sense of volunteerism. And so the 5 priority areas, as I have mentioned, is carefully networked into this whole initiative of the 5 for Fun Cricket. And over the years, as I would have said, the Ministry of Education fully endorsed and supported this initiative, and we will continue to work closely with our partners in education to ensure that we foster, we strengthen partnerships and collaborations so that we can realize our national vision for the Ministry of Education, and by extension, what is the national vision set out by the government of Guyana. The Ministry of Education, upon receiving this notification, and I think from Mr. King, and of course from time to time, we are always in communication and contact, and so he will pick the phone and call and say, Doc, you know what, I have sent the document, please ensure you follow up, ensure that we are moving closely in getting our approvals. And so, as I said, the Ministry of Education would have moved in the direction recognizing the significant contribution that this partnership is creating to our students at the primary school level. And I think somebody would have mentioned it. Noting that cricket is in our DNA, and we have in our midst here international players, regional players, local players who would have gone into the game, and of course they would have built their career along this line. Here is where we are exposing our students at the primary school level so that they understand the dynamics, they understand the fundamentals, they understand the importance of this whole sport, more so cricket. And of course, as somebody mentioned, this is a very lucrative sport. Once you invest significantly, and investing meaning personally, professionally, as an individual, once you have invested into it, and I heard that from our Assistant Director of Sports, then ultimately this is what is your career projection. So you don't have to be with a fancy tie and a fancy jacket, and you're sitting behind a fancy desk and a chair and a nice office. That doesn't mean that you're earning, you know, a lucrative package. But sports overarchingly can propel you to realize your fullest potentials and making you that individual that you aspire to become. And if you look around the world, I mean, look here locally. We have our veterans in sports here, in athletics, in cricket, and all the other disciplines. We have our own local people here who would have scaffolded themselves, and they are making that significant contribution. And so I want to ensure that our participating schools, or the Ministry of Education will want to ensure that our participating schools, over the years, we have never had any kind of report in that regard. And we are expecting that this is a primary school we are focusing at. Of course, these are young minds, young children across the various regions, that we ensure that all systems are put in place to ensure that they're safe, their well-being, it's taken care at all times. And ultimately, they can benefit significantly from what this initiative is about to provide to them. And so overarchingly, we are expecting a fun-filled, a safe, and of course, a lifelong learning experience coming out from this initiative. And lastly, and in closing as well, the Ministry of Education will continue to support strongly, committedly, these initiatives with the intention of realizing our goals and our objectives as articulated in our overarching plan. And so once again, I want to say solidly our heartiest thanks and congratulations to the Republic Bank for continuously supporting these initiatives, for consciously, for strategically supporting these initiatives, and as a corporate agency, recognizing their roles and responsibilities as well in realizing the national goal. And of course, all the other key players, stakeholders, agencies in playing that critical role, so collectively, holistically, we can realize what is ultimate. And what is ultimate is to ensure that our the maximum opportunities so that they can realize their fullest potentialities. With those words, I say congratulations to all the teams, and may the best team win the competition. Mind you, all of us are winners in our own space. I thank you very much, and God bless us all.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tudoram. We'll have an opportunity for our colleagues in the media to ask questions of our presenters this morning. And also we still have that exhibition cricket to play on the outside. And our children are getting ready. Right? And we have some left-arm spinners in the house. We want to take them on some exhibition We have our three coaches here. He was saying, good to see him. Martin Pestano Bell, recently in the news, and Coach Dan Paul. In fact, Coach Dan Paul has been around coaching kiddies for a long time, and he said that he's happy to see that the evolution basically of some of the players under his wings. So before we actually break out into the cricket, we of course the speakers will be participating, looking on as well in that exhibition game. We'll have that on the outside, and the colleagues in the media can ask questions of our speakers individually if you prefer to do it. We call it exclusive. We'll ask Dr. Tudoram to come back once again to declare Fight for Fun in Guyana officially open before we head to the outside.
I want the girls and the boys, we must, girls with boys, mix. 3 here, 3 here.
Hi, a pleasant good morning to all. We're here at the media launch of the third edition of the Republic Bank Fight for Fun Primary School Cricket Tournament. This is an important tournament and a partnership between Guyana Cricket Board, Cricket West Indies, and Republic Bank. And it's a very important tournament for us because it aims at the grassroots cricket and targeting that grassroots cricket, primarily being in the primary school.
Okay, last year I think 75 schools would have participated in this initiative and the Fight for Fun. Can you talk to us about how many schools you guys are going to be having this year?
We do have the same number of schools participating again this year, even though we would have liked to have a lot more schools involved. We're sticking to the number of 75, where 25 schools from each county will participate.
And why do you think initiatives like this are important, specifically in young students in primary school specifically, as opposed to having it in, let's say secondary schools or the university per se?
Well, when you look at development of cricket, it initially starts at the grassroots level, which is obviously the integral part of development in any sport. So that area is very, very important where we are targeting those grassroots cricketers.
Is there anything else you'd like to add as it relates to this initiative?
Yeah, we are very pleased, as what I mentioned in the presentation, to be part of this and to have Republic Bank on board, have Cricket West Indies on board. Because as I mentioned numerous times, and the development of cricket starts at the grassroots level, and it goes on. For you to get to West Indies level, obviously you have to have the basics, and the basics, those basics will be taught at this level with coaches assigned to each school and each area, tasked with introducing the basic skills in the game of cricket to those students.
So you can go ahead and just mention that they can get like all the coverage and the updates and stuff from Guyana TV Network on the Guyana Cricket Board TV channel.
All right, and I'm also pleased to announce that Guyana Cricket Board and Guyana TV Network are presently in negotiation to have a partnership where Guyana TV Network will cover all our cricket, both live streaming and other media activities.
Restaurant, sports bar, and nightclub. We offer fine dining, a sports bar, dancing, and special events. Come and enjoy a great Caribbean meal or sit and enjoy the games. Watch for our upcoming special events and live shows. Hibiscus, where you can have a wonderful time with family and friends. We are located at 8344 West Oakland Park Boulevard, Sunrise, Florida. Come out today and enjoy our wonderful atmosphere. Hibiscus Restaurant, Sports Bar, and Nightclub. We are your entertainment center in Sunrise, Florida.
Region 2 residents no longer have to pay for basic medical examinations as the Ministry of Health began distributing the $10,000 Universal Healthcare Voucher along the Essequibo Coast on Friday. More than 500,000 citizens nationwide will be able to access these tests through this $5 billion initiative. During the launch, Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony said the initiative complements other healthcare programs introduced by the ministry to have a healthier nation. In 2024, the government launched the eye testing and spectacle voucher program valued at $17,000 for individuals under 18 years of age and adults aged 65 and above. In 2025, the age eligibility for adults was lowered to 50. An $8,000 cervical screening voucher was also introduced in 2024.
We have lots of programs that are going to help people improve their lives. And we want people to take advantage of these programs because they're all free and they'll help you to live a healthier life.
The minister stressed the importance of community participation in ensuring the initiative's success.
We have to get a partnership between the ministry, between the government, and people in the community. So if you spread the word and tell people to ensure that they come and collect their voucher, and then when they collect the voucher, go and get their tests, that is going to help us.
The government has partnered with 49 accredited public and private health institutions to roll out this program. The vouchers will be available at health centers, hospitals, and medical outreaches. Vendors and shoppers at Meadowbank Wharf are enjoying a better facility thanks to the intervention of President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, and vendors can expect more modern sheds and better sanitary blocks to improve their working conditions. This announcement was made by Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa when he visited the wharf this morning. Around $200 million is earmarked to execute these works.
People are very satisfied now with the kind of facilities that we have installed. The President's commitment, commitment he has made when he visited here. People are very happy to see the improvement, and we'll continue. There are some other improvements we have to do. Over the next 2 weeks, we are hoping to build some more sheds. We are also doing the tarmac here. If you look at the tarmac, it's clean now, and we have employed attendants to ensure that this place remain clean.
Since 2020, wharfs and landing sites countrywide have experienced tremendous development.
And I'm so thankful for his check that Irfan Ali gave, and the money was so important to buy things for kids to go to school. So I would say thank you very much.
How was the process?
The process was great, good, fine, very well.
Planning on starting a small business because so I can make this possible to do a home job, like do something home.
I'm very thankful for the money that we get. It would come in for a great use to us. Yes, we plan to use it on the grocery, light bill, water bill, you know.
And the process was really good, which I just came and I get through. Yeah.
So you were able to get on your check?
Yeah, I get everything. It was really nice. The people in the community really good, and they're doing good.
And the process is good.
The process was through?
Yeah, in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you plan on doing with your business?
Well, my children, I got 3 children that go to school, so it come handy to help them.
at Kitty, you will vote at the polling station closest to the address where you are registered. What is wrong with that? They want to confirm that you are living, that you are actually resident there. So we give many examples. A person can live in the United States and they're registered and they want to vote in Guyana and they want to travel home to vote. So how can you deny them that right? Because they're not at a particular address.
Six roads in Ituni Region 10 are now 60% completed. The works are being undertaken by small contractors from the village at an estimated cost of $153.8 million. The medium to large-scale road infrastructure projects in Kokwani Region 10 are also on schedule for completion by the end of April. The $2.4 billion project will see thoroughfares being transformed. As part of the government's housing drive, over 300 Berbetians received their lands at Molson Creek and HOWZAT Housing Scheme Region 6. The government also issued 241 land titles and 20 steel and cement vouchers. While at the distribution ceremony, Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell said the government will continue to acquire more land despite competing interests from other sectors.
Because we can allocate all the lands. What happens after that? We have to earn, we have to live, we have to eat. So every sector, it requires land use too.
The Ministry of Health signed a $3.3 million contract with UK registered company Riomed to implement a new system. This new system will accurately track patient health records with paper.
We started out because when we were conceptualizing the IDB program, we decided that very early that we wanted to make that we had a digital health component in this program. And so we carved out a set of resources to be able to do this. And then we map out where this is going to be located.
Several key projects at the international airport are steadily advancing. Minister of Public Works, Agil, announced that negotiations for the Terminal 2 stage.
President Ali's vision, President Ali's mandate, the expansion of the International Airport, is not going to be undermined in any way. As a matter of fact, we want to see accelerated implementation.
In observance of World Social Workers Day 2025, Minister of Human Services and Social Security Dr. Vindhya Prasad emphasized the need for social justice, equality, and human dignity. The $49.4 million water supply project at Imbambadai in Region 7 is 90% completed. Residents from Imbambadai and Ominiki will no longer have to fetch water from nearby creeks or harvest rainwater. Meanwhile, Minister of Agriculture Mustafa conducted a community outreach in Friesland on the West Bank Demerara to address the concerns of residents. Here, he announced that the ministry will collaborate with farmers to develop 200 acres of pasture land.
Government, we have a vision to ensure that the agriculture sector remains viable. The most important thing for us is the production of food. We can have all the natural resources in the world, all the infrastructure in the world, but if you don't get food, you can't survive.
During a recent media statement, Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bharat addressed misconceptions about the Aranaputa Region 9. He assured that the government suspended the projects to prioritize environmental protection and citizen well-being.
At that meeting, the overwhelming support against mining in the North Rupununi. Almost everyone that spoke, they were against the mining in the North Rupununi, citing the fresh water, the source of the fresh water, citing the fish engaged by the Amerindian communities, citing the vast wetland and the interest in preserving that, which we respect as a government too. And as a result of that, we would have suspended the special mining permit for the Arnaputa NDC.
Residents in Kurukuru along the Soesdijk-Linden Highway are benefiting investments. Thus far, the community has received new and improved roads to electricity. Minister of Amerindian Affairs Pauline Sukai visited the community to check on these advancements. She said these investments are as a result of the unwavering dedication to providing for citizens.
The establishment of Dr. Irfan Ali as the president of this country, we would have not been. Our government continues to push ahead, and we have seen many changes.
The minister visited Tigerbone and Banakari to address concerns. The Ministry of Education continues to launch technical and vocational initiatives for students. Minister of Education Priya Manikchand, a new $225 million TVET facility in Betterforwakting. The facility will accommodate training for 400 students and community members, primarily from Region 4.
Children will then go into either TVET or mainstream education, but they will have choices that their parents never had. So when we say TVET can save you, we say that with passion because that it is these skills that the world now needs. It is these skills that Guyana, in a special way, now needs. And it is these skills that are paying right now the most for.
The Ministry of Human Services and Social Security launched a new software platform for service delivery to Guyanese citizens. The new beneficiary registry and document management system will streamline application processes, shorten response times, and ensure security of applicants' information. Minister of Human Services Dr. Vindya Prasad lauded the system.
This is a significant thing and should not be taken lightly, because what it is doing is integrating the services of our ministry, ensuring that we know who our beneficiaries are, where they are, and more importantly, who should be our beneficiaries and how we can get them on board to social security nets that we have.
The Ministry of Health distributed newborn cash grants to parents at the Suddy Hospital on Friday. The grant, amounting to $100 per baby, provides parents with financial assistance to ensure a child's wholesome development.
There are lots of opportunities for the children to have a better future than maybe what we had. And that's what this government wants to do. We want to make sure that prosperity that the country is experiencing, that this prosperity is given to all our people across this country.
Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony also distributed the $10,000 healthcare voucher to residents in Region 2. A new $880 million multi-purpose wharf is being constructed in Charity Region 2 to replace the current dilapidated port facility. Upon completion, the new 140-feet wharf will significantly enhance the movement of the Essequibo region. Minister of Public Works Bishop Juan Edgil immediately.
When we do something, it's not just about the money, it's not just about the contractor, it's about you, the beneficiaries, the users. We want to ensure that the people are satisfied, they are fully aware, they are conscious, and that their inputs are made as it relates to the project that is being undertaken.
In the capital city of Georgetown. We're here on Church Street as the floats move past us in a very swift way, and people are enjoying the vibes here. We spoke with some people on all that is happening here for MASH 2025, which is being held under the theme Culture and Creativity as One Guyana.
I'm marching with over the last 2 years. It is a great experience for me so far. I'm in love with it. I'm the queen as well. I'm in love with it. The vibes, the music, young people, everybody's showing. I'm in love with it. We're going to be rocking down the road. We're going to be showing y'all one way y'all never get before. We turning MASH to carnival. We coming out. Y'all come out and enjoy the vibe. Stop me if y'all come out. Bring them children out.
It look like the best MASH you never get in this country for a long time. 2025 MASH. Because snow cold selling like wild right now.
MASH man is just more than just gyrated. It's a cultural thing that everybody should experience, especially children.
To the steel band contest, the Calypso Monarch, Champion of Champions, and now the parade. Really enjoying. I love the fact that it's mixed. You know, like everyone's contributing. Thing for everybody. I really love it.
MASH is MASH. It's always a smashing time. I love MASH, man. As you see, our band is positive messages, right? Positive message, we are MASH. Man is a time where everybody come together and, you know, MASH is Guyanese, everybody's Guyanese. Even the foreigners would be as Guyanese.
Every year it has been wonderful, nice, good. It's a worldwide something, and I think everybody should come out and celebrate. All the nations should come together as one, and we should live as one. It doesn't matter.
I'm showing off my breadfruit today. My lovely kitchen assistant has plantains. These are horse plantain, by the way. Oil is hot. We got breadfruit in galore. Very proud of this. I'm happy. This is breadfruit that came from my very backyard cafe. We're gonna go take a look at that right now. Look at that right there. Look up. You see? Loaded with breadfruit right there. And that's right on the side of the yard. Did you see that one right there? That's the next one we have to pick sometime this week. That's fully breadfruit. So there you have it. All right. So thanks for watching, guys. Delvin Adams, Backyard Cafe. Use breadfruit any way you like. MetMG ice. That's what they call it, right? I don't know why, but experiment. Do anything that you like. Oh, taco fruit tacos. But what I'm gonna do, after coming off of that trip, Barbados, beautiful country by the way, you guys, the country is so pristine, it's clean, the tourism product that you have, chef kisses, right? You guys are beautiful over there in Barbados. So much in Barbados, and I brought some of the stuff back and implement it in the Backyard Cafe, just like what we do in every other. We take something from them and we give them something of ours also, right? And you're gonna get to see some of those videos there on our YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and Instagram and all of those for all the information on breadfruit, everything breadfruit. So once I have breadfruit on my tree and it's in season, it's going to be everything breadfruit in the Backyard Cafe. So this morning, today, what I'm gonna do, I'm this open for the very first time. I'm gonna be frying my very own breadfruit from the tree. So I'm gonna just make some simple breadfruit fries. It's gonna look like some the old-fashioned way breadfruit chips. The reason why it's cracking like this is ripe. It's fully ripe. Sugar from this fruit is trying to come out, and that's what you get right there today. Right, this is well full. This is ready. Breadfruit from my very own tree. So let's get started. Right, we're gonna use this. Cut it open. Oh, by the way, we're gonna give this one here as a gift to visit Guyana. Look at that. Look at the inside. Oh, buttery. It's full. This is ready. The oil is ready. Breadfruit is ready. Now, I'm cutting on the table and the board is right here. My board from Barbados, so we representing well, you know? Cut out the seed, it's a little bitter. Funny story, the breadfruit tree that I have in my backyard, the root came from the neighbor's yard, right? The root of the breadfruit came from the neighbor's yard, and I kept cutting the tree as it was young. Then eventually the neighbor said, hey, you know what? I'm going to cut down my breadfruit tree. I cut it down like 3 times. And the neighbor said, hey, I'm going to cut down my breadfruit tree. And I said, oh, okay, good. I'll leave mine. And it did. Cut it back. Do some breadfruit fries. Right? Simple. Easy. Cut it a little bit more thin. We're framing, right? So I want to give you the whole rundown. So it looks slow. I just wanted to show you what it's going to look like. Look at that. Breadfruit sticks, breadfruit fries, or you can do the old-fashioned way breadfruit, and I like it nice and thick like this. Easy and simple, even the kids do this, and the kids will love your breadfruit french fries, right? So I'm gonna fry it like this. You can season before or you can do it after, right? I'm gonna do it like this. The oil is already hot, so we don't have the time for the seasoning as yet, but you're gonna still see it in the video. right? You're gonna still see that clip. So we're gonna show you this one right quick. Here, oil is ready. See that? Look at that, guys. Perfect fries. Let it drain completely. Right? I'll put it in my toss bowl. So just imagine that being a lot of breadfruit in there. Show you this for the camera. Season lightly with a bit of salt. Got my, I love it a little tangy, right? My little bit of lemon pepper dash. You want to do it while it's hot, right? So give it a toss. Also, whatever you desire. Some garlic and parsley. Oh, breadfruit from my very own. You cannot beat that. Salt. Toss. And eat. Chef kisses. So you breadfruit chips, breadfruit fries. This here is a cheese omelet, some sausages, fruit chips, old-fashioned way. We have a dip that Guyanese tend to use. This ketchup, mayonnaise, Dijon mustard, some Parmesan cheese, pepper in there for that tanginess that I like, and of course I have my wee pepper powder with sea salt in that also. Garnish on this one here, and really delicious. So this is what we're gonna do now. Eat with that dip. My God, it's delicious. Yes. With all made with breadfruit. The tree in my backyard. My first breadfruit. I'm proud to show it off. It's local. You get it in the market. Ask your neighbor for a breadfruit, and you can experiment, and you can do the same also. Each one teach one, right? The breadfruit, the size that I shown you in Guyana at border market, whenever breadfruit is in season, $3,000, $2,000 at times. How much is street? $5 US is equal to $1,000. All right, $5, $10, $15 for a breadfruit locally. Right? Now imagine if you have that in your yard, you can get the same thing done also, right? So cheers, have fun guys, cooking, enjoy life, that's what it's all about, and experiment, right? Backyard Cafe, and I'm gonna, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fun stuff like this. If you want me to show you how to make different dips, please, you must let us know in the comments below. And I'll whip some of that up for you that can go with breadfruit. You got the old-fashioned way, you got the breadfruit fries. Kids love it. You see I have garnish over here. And you can also do loaded fries with your, get some mincemeat over here, add your cheese, and all of that good stuff, whatever you decide. And you pour it on, put it in the oven. Breadfruit loaded fries, all right? Experiment, enjoy, and let's expand that. Using local ingredients, local produce. Like, share, and subscribe for more, guys. Don't forget, when I see you, peace.